Hey guys, it's Mel. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Okay, today is Saturday and I've come into the warehouse because I've got to do a bit of a tidy up and a clean up, and I've got to get my book sorting table clear and empty because I need to start sorting a couple more of these cages. Tom is waiting to get the cages back for a big haul that he's got incoming soon. So I probably need to empty at least 2 of the cages over the next week, 3 if it was even possible. So I've just got Tom about to come down with the forklift. I've got a little bit of a problem. This cage that he's put down here on the ground for me is a really difficult cage for me to sort. And I can see that just by looking through it. It's got a lot of old vintage books, a lot of books without any dust covers. And I just know it's going to be a more time-consuming cage for me to go through. Now the problem is, because there is a little bit of urgency to get a couple of these cages as empty, I need to have some cages here that look like they're going to be faster for me to sort. So what I've asked him to do is get the forklift and swap a couple of them around for me. So he's going to move this one up to the top and move the bottom one and the middle one down here. So by looking at them, I can see that one of them is fiction, one of them is half children, and those ones will be easier for me to go through. Now, when I have children's books at the moment, because the children's books are very small and thin, and a lot of the children's books, I can't make money on them selling them individually. I have to lot them up. And I don't have room here at the moment to lot them up. So whenever I find any children's books at the moment, what I've been doing is I've actually been taking them home to my home garage. And then I'm actually going to sort the children's books at my home garage. And then I'm going to bring them back here for the ones that I want to sell. And it's not a priority for me. The children's books are like minute thin, so I can get almost like a couple of hundred of them into an IKEA bag. But they just will take me so much room to be able to actually go through and sort them out. Because when I lot up children's books, it's got to be like you got to do them by almost like age. Like I kind of try and theme them up, like all the princessy ones I might put into a bundle, all the ones on dirt trucks or bikes or something, I might put that into a lot. And some of them are just, they're hard. They're hard, and I can make money off them. It's just going to need a lot of space to actually go through and do that. Once Tom has bought those cages in for me, I want to get this prepping table cleared. So I need to be able to like move some of the books over here onto the photography station and get some piles going, because if I'm going to go through a couple more cages, I need this station full. So this station is full of books that I've already sorted. Can you hear the forklift coming? This prepping table is full of books that I've already sorted. I just need to deal with them. I'm so glad I'm not sorting this cage. Okay. It doesn't have a side. Kids' books galore. So much to do in so little time. I need more hours in my day, and I need more days per week. Thank you. So I'm going to spend about 5 minutes now just reorganizing the photo station. These are all books waiting to photograph. So I just want to make sure my stacks are correct and just neaten that up a little bit. so that I can bring some more of these books over that are also waiting to photograph. So I've got books down here in bags. These boxes here have come from some more cages up at Tom's warehouse. And there's stuff down here. I got a couple of big Facebook market hauls like maybe a week and a half ago. I haven't dealt with those yet. They're in that box over there, that box, and that box. There's just like look at there's 3 blankets that I bought at the the thrift shop the other day, you know, because I'm a blanket seller, aren't I, guys? Oh my goodness. I've got to get some of this stuff off and over to the photo station so that I can start going through these cages. I can see this one, there's a lot of kids, and as you can see, like, the kids are just, they really are hard. There's some fantastic kids books here, but there's a lot of sorting that needs doing with them. Different age levels. You know, some of them are vintage, some of them are not vintage, some of them are literally just not in great condition and need to be sifted through. But I just don't have the space here to be sorting the kids' books, and that's why I'm taking them home. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. So these are all gardening books and cricket books and golf books from the last cage that I was going through. This cage I've kind of like just been picking through it when I can, grabbing books that I could see to individually list. As you can see, before I start doing anything else, I need to get on top of this. This is the problem with books, especially when you're doing like huge hauls of them. They just very quickly can get on top of you if you're not careful, and you just end up with books everywhere, books everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to put these in piles of like big books and little books. Oh, I need to have a big photo session day. Haven't got as many listings done this week as I would have liked to, and it's simply due to the fact that I haven't had photographs done. So many gardening books. I normally don't like to put this many of one genre all into the store at one time, because I feel like it just floods the store with gardening books, and I like to have an assortment going into the store at all times. So even if I photograph all these at once, I might list a chunk of them, and then if I photographed another genre or something, some fiction, I might get some fiction up there. But I would prefer not to kind of just stack the store with 100 listings in a row, all of gardening books, because I do just feel like it dominates the feed then, instead of like giving a variety to people, especially repeat people who are coming back and looking at my store. If they're not interested in gardening and they're just scrolling, and all they see is these gardening books, they're like, what? So yeah. Basketball Coach's Survival Guide. Right, now these books have come from one of my smaller cages that is up at Tom's, and just so rather than bring it down here, I was just up there in his warehouse, like picking through, taking some of what I could see for this one. So these books in these boxes are all cookbooks or kids books. So now I'm going to separate them because I want to keep the cookbooks out, because they're either going to go here, or some of them I can immediately put over there in the waiting to list pile. The kids books, again, I'm going to keep them into the boxes, and I'm going to take them back to my house. So having the kids books at home, it's not actually that bad, because sometimes I do take days where I spend the whole day at home working from home. I might be doing video editing or listing. So if I've got the kids book there, then I can just start sorting them in my home garage, which has got nothing really in it. So I've got like a big work area to do it. It's not overtaking my house or anything like that. And I can just keep the books in there and start sorting them how I want to bundle them. And, you know, it's just that there are cages here that have had so many kids' books in them, and the space that it would take for me to sort them out, like I just don't have it yet. So they're so thin and stuff. There's just hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of them, just because of the sheer how thin they are. You know, like this book is probably equivalent to like 10 or 20 kids books. Do you know what I mean? So it's just crazy. And if I was to spread them all out here, I just know that I will quickly lose room. So I haven't even started dealing with them in my house. I just keep knowing that like there's cages that are mixed, and they have like a big chunk of kids books, and then they have all these other books. And so I'm just taking them home to deal with them like when I can. But you know, they're not a priority for me, the kids books. They're not like a genre that I normally do a huge amount of. And you know, I'm only dealing with them because they're here, like in the cages. So I'm going to separate some of these cookbooks, and some of them I know will be like books that, like these ones, like these little like women's weekly cookbooks. They need to go into a pile for bundling and stuff. Barbecue, Italy. Italian. I might bundle that one. Let's put them on the ground near the... And then I'll just pack the kids' ones back into these boxes. Oh, guys, who remembers this book from when they were a kid? Me. This was my favourite book when I was a kid, The Witches. This is another one that you'd go to the library at school and you'd go to book it and it was always booked out. Gee whiz, that's a blast from the past, that one. The good thing about the kids' books is there's always places to like donate them to when you don't want them. So you can donate them to street libraries. There's a lot of organisations that will take the kids' books when you go through them. If there's kids' books that I won't have a problem moving along any discards of kids' books. Magazines. Look at the old Olivia Newton-John. So it's an old songbook. Yeah. Old pictures of her. That's cool. These ones I can see like are a set. So rather than taking them back home, they're a bit dinged in the corner, but I might just get those ones done straight away since I can see that they're a lot. 2003, 2003, 2021, 2003, that's old. 2023, 2003, 2019, 2004, 4. If I can lot these up in year groups, it'll be better. 2004, September, October, November, December, February, March, April, May, June, July. So everyone except for January there. Just check these ones. I wonder how much that one weighs. Okay, so that weighs 4.2 kilos, so that's going to go straight as a lot. These ones are all 2003, all different. They can go as a lot. These ones, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, only 4 of them, but may as well put them as a lot. Kids' books. Okay. Okay, that didn't take too long. And sorted those. I do not want anything left on this packing bench. Like, at all, like, I don't mind if I bring something here and sort it straight away, but this is to be kept for my packing bench, like, at all times. There's no books to just be left on here like I'm slowly dealing with it. Like, I can do that a little bit on the packing bench there, on the sorting bench, but not on this packing bench. Like that. That is strictly not to be done. Okay. Ooh, nearly knocked it. Okay. So I'm going to run this up to the recycling bin, and that's just going to clear a pile for me. Done. Straight up. So I just want to get this stuff all off the floor as much as I possibly can. I've got a whole lot of women's fiction that's just kind of sitting here, and I need a lot of this stuff I want to actually bundle. And yeah, I've just got to get it off the floor, but I don't want it on the floor. But the bundling shelf over there for women's fiction, guess what, guys? It's full. So anyway, but I want to list it. I don't want to list it all individually. I want to list it as bundles. I think, anyway, it'll be way quicker if I listed it individually, but at this stage, I've got so much other stuff that I'm just going to like set it aside while I ponder if I want to list it individually or list it as bundles. It's not really hitting the metrics if I list it individually. It's cheap stuff, and I've already got a lot of other cheap stuff going into the store. This is a bag. I'm trying to decide what I do with this. These are all vintage, like 1980s. 1980s, maybe, oh look, 1980, 1990. These are from one of the local schools that is in Canberra, one of the local private schools, St. Edmund's College. These are all yearbooks from back in the 80s and the 90s. And I feel like these would probably be wanted by people who were at the school in those years. But I kind of also feel like selling them on eBay is not the place to sell them. I think what I'm better to do is sort them out, put them into like the years and go put them onto like a Canberra Facebook page and be like, okay, I've got some old vintage St. Edmund's College, anyone from the year of 1988, because I've got a few of the same one of that one, like, look at this, 1994. I kind of just feel like, yeah, I don't think they'll move well for me on eBay, but I definitely think that maybe locally somebody might want them. So I think I'm going to have to take those home and try and sell them from home. I don't know. I don't think 1997, 96, like 98. Yeah, I feel like those will be, I know that if I didn't have a copy of my yearbook from when I was in like year 9 or year 10 or something, and somebody put it up on Facebook, I would buy it. So I might put those near the kids' books, and they can go with me in the next run when I go back home. These can go in the next carload home. Okay, this photo pile is intense. Righto. Fiction. I might just put this one here for now. Now, what's in this box? That's a kid's one. Right, these need saving somewhere. I've got this big bag here, big haul of Lois Lamar Westerns. Now, they're all Lois Lamar. There's like, I don't know, 150 of them or something. So they need to be sorted into piles. I need to research how many I am best to bundle them in to sell them, because I'm not selling these individually. Like, they need to be bundled up, and it's probably anywhere between 6 books and 10 books. I have to look at what they're selling for currently on eBay. I know I normally lot them up in groups of 6 or 10, but I do recheck it, especially when there's this many of them. But right now, I want them off the floor. There's heaps of other stuff waiting for me. I'm not going to bundle these up now and sort through them. This is for another day. But I do want to get them all on the shelf, and that way I know where they are. So when I'm sitting here one day going, what am I going to do today? I can go, right, I need to deal with all those Westerns, and I need to look, and some of these will be double ups. I've never seen so many Lois Lamar in one lot. It was a big haul to score. The best thing about this is when I get around to listing these, it's really easy for me to do the listings because it's pretty much exactly the same. You have like 6 or 8 or 10. You can probably try bundling them into different size lots, but when you're doing the actual listing, pretty much all the item specifics, everything nearly stays exactly the same, except for you just got to change the title up a little bit, because you can't list things on eBay with the exact same title. So even if all the bundles are exactly the same, 6 Lois Lamar books, I can't list every single listing like 6 Lois Lamar Western books. I got to change the titles around. But apart from changing the titles down, I don't have to change really any of the item specifics. So the hard part, not the hard part, but the more time consuming part is just sorting them all out so none of the bundles have any doubles, and then going through them and doing all the photography. But if you do it all at once, then you just get into a flow. Boom, 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 boom. This is a great haul, but this is somebody's full collection. I would say this is somebody who probably passed away. And I can't remember how many there are, like 150 maybe, and they were 6 for $1. So it's a good haul to score. Feels so much better when everything's off the floor, because you can just walk around it. I hate tripping over stuff on the floor. I hate it. So, and as soon as it starts piling on the floor, it makes me feel overwhelmed. Like, look how much stuff I've got to deal with. And yes, it's all still stuff I have to deal with, but I got to get through these cages. And once I even get through the cages, I can put more shelves up for bundling or whatever. I can utilize that space, but I've got to get through the cages. And like, the problem with the cages is they actually need sorting before all the rest of the process starts. Photographing, listing, like at first they need sorting into genres. Those cages are like, I don't know, that one I started going through before, it's got a whole lot of religious books. It had a whole lot of cricket books. It had a whole lot of like just random fiction. It was just it's a total assortment. And if they're not books that I can list individually, I need to set them aside into genres so then I can look at them as a whole, as a genre, and decide how I'm going to deal with it. I might get rid of these bags now because they're in my packing bench way. And these are just simply like, again, I think these are pretty much just fiction books that I need to like deal with. So I'm just going to put them up here. Some of them will be fiction books I might list individually, and some of them are going to be bundles. It depends on the authors. Wired to Play, the metacognitive athlete. All right. I might just sort them from non-fiction to fiction. The Future is Fungi, the Mindfulness and Acceptance Workbook on Anxiety. Fairy Tales of Hans Christian Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen books can do really quite nicely, some of his fairy tale books. So this one's got nice gold edges. It's only a Reader's Digest one, But yeah, it's got some beautiful illustrated photos in it. I don't know off the top of my head what that will go for. If I had to take a guess, because I've never sold this, if I had to take a guess, it's probably around the $30 mark. I don't know. I'll have to look. That's better. Okay, there's a whole lot of magazines in here, and they're all on airspace. Okay, let's get these non-fictions, which you're going to get photographed straight away, over here. My hands are feeling a little bit dusty and dirty, so before I fill up some of these boxes and stuff, they're just covered in dirt. I might actually go up to the bathroom and give them a proper wash, because I don't like touching the books with dirty hands. I like to keep my hands clean all the time. I'm going up, wash my hands, clean hands. Nice big slow cooker. I really think I should be cooking more slow cooker meals. I probably should take one of these and learn a few more slow cooking recipes, because I do feel like it would make my life easier to go to work, have a busy day, and then come home and have my meal. Because you know what? There's nothing better than walking in after a big day of work and smelling a slow cooker. So I'm tempted to keep this book, but it's such a nice cookbook. I know it will sell straight away. French onion lamb chops. Eggplant parmigiana. Italian chicken soup. Crisp hot and sweet beef with noodles. Oh, I love noodles. I love noodles. Oregano lamb stew with gnocchi. That sounds delicious. Origami. Rabbit stew. No, I can't eat rabbit. I can't do rabbit. Lamb shanks. Yum. I might keep that one. I'll put it down below, which is the pile that's for me. There's like a gluten-free book there for my daughter that I've decided to keep. Okay, let's get some of this going. 1, 2, 3. Right. These are all non-fiction that can go straight into the photography pile. And there's not even any room in the photography pile. Where am I going to put these? I'll have to start it. Maybe. I don't want to put them on this bench because I'm trying to keep the stations very separate. This is for packing, for when I'm picked my books and waiting to pack. Now I've got a lot of orders already sitting there waiting to pick. I've run out of room here, but I'm going to pile these on the bottom of the trolley. I'll probably do the trolley before I do any of the other books because they're sitting there, but I need these gone, right? So I'll probably photograph all these ones on the trolley. These are going to be quick and easy to photograph as well. Just being fiction books like this, it's just bam, 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 bam. And there's no, there's no coloured photos like with the cookbooks and the gardening books. You got to show photos inside of them, and these kind of books, no, just front, back, side, boom, gone on the shelf. So these will be quick. I'll be able to smash those out fast, and then wheel them away. Pretty much list from this straight back onto this. Okay, I've got some more here. Okay, this tub that's sitting on here, these are all like little puffin books. And these are ones that I will lot as well, but I'm not going to lot them now. So I'm just going to try and decide. I think I'll put them over here on the shelf. I might even just leave them in this tub and sit it up the top there. I do need to buy another shelf. I think that's probably fair, considering how many books I've got that I'm kind of trying to set aside and sort. I think probably tomorrow I'll go down and get another shelf so I can get that going pretty quickly. Actually, this can fit down here. Perfect, that leaves a shelf. So this walkway is clear, but this is not, and this is not. And I want the whole thing to be able to walk around clear so I can get in and deal with these. Now, straight up, I can see a whiteboard. This is going up in the garage. It's going up in the, what's it called? Office. Now, These are for my trolley. Where am I going to keep these? So we got Australia Post and they've been wanting us to put our parcels into these boxes, and these work really well for Tom's CDs and his DVDs, but they don't work very well for my parcels because I do a lot of big parcels, a lot of multi-orders. Sometimes I only get like one parcel in these things. And when they're big parcels, they kind of do it. So like Tom can fill these with his CDs and then he can stack them on top of each other, waiting to go in the car. And they're great on the conveyor belt and everything. But for my parcels with the books, they kind of stick out and I can't like stack them. They just don't really work for me. I know like the post office, they're pretty good with my stripy bags. Like it's very clear that I need something to take to the post office to hold all these heavy books. And if I'm doing like these kind of books and they were just in a small mailer, that would work. But I do such a variety of them. These are just not real practical for me. So Tom is starting to use these and it's making the post office very happy. But I'm not convinced they're for me yet. Okay, rather than take all these books out, which are stacked in here very nicely from this Facebook haul that I did, I'm going to put them over into this area, and then when I buy another shelf, I'll put these, because again, these are from Facebook Marketplace. It was a big bulk lot that I got. Again, it's a whole heap of small Westerns. I don't know what's in there. I just bought them as a lot, and I'm going to put them over here because they're going to need sorting. And they're to be done for another day. Oh, they're heavy. Be good to get these done. Dang it. These are the ones that Tom picked up for me. They're heavy. So yeah, I bought these 3 woolen blankets the other day. I couldn't help myself, guys. Sometimes I just see things and I think, oh my goodness, I can sell that and make money. And I shouldn't do it because like, look how much I've got to get through. Like I'm seriously just chasing my tail as it is, let alone to photograph blankets. It's not even, but I know that these will sell. They're really nice, good quality woolen blankets and they're beautiful. And I think I paid $5 each and I'll be able to like sell these, I would say, for at least 40 maybe. So, oh, this is like punishment. It's like the doll's house up there. It's almost like punishment. I might put these in a bag, but I should photograph these straight away so they're done, but they have to wait. I've got too much. They can go there now. Oh, there's more of these Westerns from that haul. Oh my goodness. The guy just had, when I got this Western haul, it was, the man was selling them, his dad had passed away. It was his whole collection. Like there's just hundreds of them, hundreds of these Western ones. Those Western ones that I got in the haul from the charity shop, I'm actually wondering if like, it could have almost been the same guy's collection. Maybe before I even bought them, he donated a whole heap of them because very similar books. Right. Now these are children's books, but they are a set. And these are by Joy Berry, and her books can sell for really, really great money. I want to photograph these, but I'm going to put them there for now. I just got so much. I just got to sort and then start dealing with this. That's an annoying bag. This tub's broken. Yeah, these ones were good ones as well. These were Michael Salomon. They're vintage children's, like dinosaurs, monsters, but he's a popular author. I just don't have much room on the photo station now, but if I put these into lots, then they're easy for me to pull out when I need to sort. Okay, recording. Do I have more of him? I feel like they need bundling. Whoa, did you hear that? I just heard a few cha-chings. Tom just brought me in a big pile of books that was in his car that were books that I'd bought. I don't know. Right. I keep moving this book around because it's a big book and I don't know if it's worth listing. So I'm just going to price comp it. Righto, so there's one here that is sold for $46 including post. So I'm definitely keeping that one. It's got a tear in it, but okay, one more bag. Right, I've got a bundle of Kerry Greenwood. I thought I had some more of her, but I can't see it. So I think I'm just going to put this over here and waiting to photograph. So I just wanted to have a little look in here and you can see this is all fiction novels. Some of it looks like it's in pretty good condition. Let's have a look. I mean, the books are okay. There's a lot of Danielle Steele here. I'll make some lots here, but these books look like they're in pretty good condition. I mean, they're only low end, but okay, these big hardcover, like Wilbur Smith, all these big ones up here, a lot of them are going to be Facebook Marketplace. Any of the paperbacks, I'm just listing them individually. They're just quick, easy. Any of the hardbacks, I'm just going to try and keep them aside. I'll probably make some lots up and I'll get some on Facebook Marketplace. I just don't have time to do Facebook Marketplace at the moment. I find it very difficult trying to work out times that people can come, and especially when I've got so much other stuff that I want to prioritize, the stock take, the inventory, getting a couple of more cages sorted. So I think if I just set them all aside up here, keep working. I've got a massive pile there waiting to photograph as well. When I can, I get to these. I think that's the only way to do it. I just, I'm just finding like the bundles at the moment very time consuming when I'm time poor. And so I'm listing a lot of the individual books, and the individual books, they're definitely not as, how would you say, they're not as profitable. They don't hit my metrics as much, but I guess I'm trying to do easy at the moment while I've got so much quantity. Right, those are a lot. That one's separate. I don't mind putting the small ones over there in the way. I've got the second shelf over there for waiting to photograph. The Navigator, the Second Victory Masterclass. Just making sure there's no double ups here with just like same book but different front. Okay, those Morris West ones. Now this is the same author as well, Bittersweet. Do I have more of her down here? I'll just check. No, that's Katie Flynn. Okay. That's all right. There's another bundle. Okay, I've got a bunch of Ellis Peters here, but I'm not sure if they're all, like some of them are part of his series, and I'm just not sure if all of them are part of the series. So I'm just going to put them there so I can look at them later. They can get bundled there. There's another Ellis Peters. Bob Judd. Oh, okay. Now these are just a bunch of random historical novels. I wonder if there's more of these in the car. I might set these aside in case there's more in the cages. These are all just random. Katie Flynn, I've got her over there. Now, this is part of the Left Behind series. Now, the Left Behind series, I don't know how many's in it. 10, 12, I don't know, quite a lot. Anyway, it's a big series. It's a Christian series. And if you get the whole series, it can do very nicely. So I do normally set it aside and try and build on it. But I tell you what, guys, I've got a lot of books set aside at the moment. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I've got a whole big bundle here. Alistair MacLean. So I'm just checking there's none that look like the same with different covers. Where the Eagle Dares, see that one's the same. Where the Eagle Dares, two of the same book but different cover, so you have to be careful. Air Force is Down, The Golden Rendezvous, Night Watch, Guns, The Last Frontier. Let's see. Okay, I'm absolutely stoked. I've got all the aisles clear. I've got the sorting bench clear. There's nothing left over there on my packing bench. Everything is just neat and tidy, you know, except for the piles over here. But everything is just waiting now for me to sort another couple of cages. And this cage looks like it's going to be pretty easy. It looks like fiction. The ones on top look like they're in pretty good condition. A lot of this, however, some of this is going to be listed individually. Some of it's just going to be saved for lots. And yeah, as you can see here, there's a lot of kids' books on top. But I can also see, or maybe the whole thing is kids' books. I really don't want to take a whole cage home. Anyway, I guess we'll see when we start tackling that. Okay, guys, that is it for the day. Stay tuned, Bart, because I'm going to sort through those cages. I'll film it while I'm doing it, and you can watch me fill that packing bench right back up again. Oh, I've got so much photography to do, Thanks, guys, for watching. See you next one. Bye.